I think you this one lose, then you don't need to care about the top 4 already this season.
Dare I say 2 big wins against big clubs.
Fulham will kick the backside of Newcastle again. You're coming.
Okay.
I think what they should do is stop the count right now. There's a whack.
Oh, fuck, gonna be another new low Liverpool versus Sheffield.
Yeah, I love the edit. Last week's edit was hilarious.
I never go and watch it for free. I see in my face that I know.
You know what? It's just,
starting.
to be honest, right? I thought that that'll be the end already, so I had to cash in that week. But then in the end, to Everton, then like, what the heck? There's more. Okay, lor.
Shit is damn funny.
They can't do the same thing again this week, right? So, yeah. Welcome everyone to another episode of Football Armchair Experts, where we pretend to know everything, but actually we know nothing. Of course, this will be another deluxe episode because we have a surprise midweek. We'll be running through the matches for Matchweek 26 and a rescheduled Matchweek 29. So there will be 17 matches for us to go through. Liverpool fan Imran, Chelsea fan Robin will bring us through the top 4 race. Of course, the bit of relegation focus also because Newcastle fan Manjun and I myself, I'm a Fulham fan.
Actually, the rescheduled week is for what?
It's FA Cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so must blame all those people still in the FA Cup.
Oh, quarterfinals already. Chelsea, Sheffield, Leicester, Man U, Man City, Everton, Southampton, Bournemouth. What the fuck? Gonna see Thierry Henry come back.
Oh wow, yeah, Thierry Henry. Yeah. But of course, it's last time Liverpool lost 4 home games in a row was 1923. That's the last time, the Great Depression. That's how long ago it was. Now Liverpool, of course, 2 wins in 11. Maybe this might surprise you, but that's an identical record with Fulham and Newcastle.
Wow.
So with
that's
that
very
perspective, the stat, of course, which a lot of Everton fans will feel very happy about is Liverpool's first home defeat in a Merseyside derby since 1999. I guess maybe you can review a little bit of the Liverpool-Everton game. I mean, what do you think? Deserve to lose?
The Everton game? I wouldn't say deserve, but it's like can't really say it was a fluke win for Everton. Okay, there wasn't like any obvious errors from our side. It's just like the first goal, I think, is a very classic, like at the start of the game, you haven't settled in and you just have a random ball, very fast go into a penalty area, then you just score, then people still like trying to get into the groove those type. I think that one very hard to judge. It's like, you can say, yeah, it's an error or whatever, or like a good pass, but like this kind of thing, I don't know. I always feel at the first few minutes of the game very hard to judge the team based on that particular time period.
I get what you mean. It's a bit of a nonsense goal to start with, but it also sort of is in the same category of some of the goals Liverpool have conceded, similar a bit to the Leicester game where it's like beating the offside trap and then the through ball it's a goal 1-on-1.
Yeah, but I thought the penalty quite a bit bullshit It feels like he tripped over Trent. It's not like Trent was already after the tackle, then he tripped over him. He didn't fall over at the tackle. Yeah, then people will be like, oh, he lift his leg, he lift his head, don't know what shit, but you can't even see behind you. You're like, you slide past already, then the person behind run into you, then you're like, can't even react. You're on the floor, what can you do?
Calvert-Lewin was in front of him and falling. He sort of lifted his leg to make sure he would fall in that sense. So I guess you can argue that it's a penalty, but soft pen, I would say. But anyway, in the end, it wasn't decisive. Liverpool were losing anyway. It didn't look like they were going to score.
I mean, nobody knows what went wrong. Because you're so good at the past season, suddenly this season is just like that. And then, I mean, of course, the obvious thing people will point to will be the injuries. But I think there's also enough time for the coach to adjust the squad to the injuries already. It's just that he's still trying to play the same way, but with a more depleted squad. So he's still trying to play the high line. He's still trying to play the same. In terms of attack, right? The attack and the midfield is sort of the same, but like because he lacked creativity from the midfield, and then because the last time I think the defense contributes somehow. It sounds very but it like contributes a lot to the attack. Because Van Dijk always have like long balls to the front, which Henderson was trying to do . So there was quite a few like successful like long balls from Henderson to Salah those type, and how like Robertson and Trent can push up a lot further. So nowadays it's like a bit harder for them to do that. I don't know who's right or wrong, because from Klopp's perspective, it's like, yeah, you can change things, but you also, it's sort of a gamble, right? Like, this system works, and if you can somehow make it work with the people you have, then nothing wrong. It's just that he took that chance, and then because the results aren't good, then on hindsight, oh shit, he should have changed from the start, but you wouldn't have said that if he had done well.
I guess you can say in a sort of parallel, you can say, Guardiola at the start of the season also, he didn't have Aguero, Jesus for quite a while. I think De Bruyne was in and out also a little bit. And he did change his system a little bit. He's paid dividends in the end. Like you said also, Klopp, he can say at the start, if he changed and then it didn't work, also people will blame him. But now that Liverpool are now chasing after a top 4 place, they're no longer they need to go out and actually win games and get points.
Yeah.
Do you think he should now decide, okay, he shouldn't double down anymore, he needs to make a decision to go and change the system, change something?
Yeah, that's why at the start you can still give a bit of a benefit of a doubt, but now I think it's been going on long enough that he has to change something. And he has been trying with trying to put Shaqiri in, because I think Shaqiri is not bad. He always has the true ball from midfield that is lacking in the team without him. It's cannot compare to De Bruyne, but he provides that sort of thing, where you can have a true ball. It's like James, those type. But I guess I don't know, maybe he don't work as hard, that's why he's not in the squad as much. It's those sort of thing with creative players. I don't know. I feel like this season is a bit of write-off. They're still gonna go again with the same squad for next season, I feel.
I mean, if they want to continue there, I'm obviously not a believer that you should keep the same group of players from your championship squad or something like that. Because somehow I feel football continuity is not that big of a deal. If you are a championship team like Liverpool, you cannot rest on your laurels. You have to keep adding to your squad. If things need to be changed, then they have to be changed. Because it reminds me of perhaps to make an example of my own team, like Newcastle, where we had the 5th place finish. Then the thing is that we didn't bring anybody except Bernardita, because Alan Pardew thought maybe you can roll with the same dice again. But it doesn't happen because people will find you out. You'll get caught up by people. People know this is what Liverpool is about. There's no cutting edge anymore. There's no X factor. So I guess it doesn't seem like a good idea to just rule out this season because of injuries. This year we just go again another time next season. Because if they do that, I don't see every win the title next season with the same team they have now.
Okay. I guess maybe you can say one team that also had a major drop-off from last season, didn't really change much except with one very expensive purchase, was Sheffield United. That's Liverpool's next opponents. Surely Liverpool must be able to turn this around against the bottom of the table club.
Who knows? No one knows.
I think you this one lose, then you don't care about the top 4 already this season. You just whatever, just focus on the Champions League and hope you win that. Or in Champions League, then you just start playing youngsters in the Premier League, Running out of games to come back already. And the top is still quite saturated. It's not like you have a few teams that you have to beat. It's not like you just one team you have to take over. There's so many teams around you. Everton is on level points, but game in hand. Spurs also gone already this season. That one.
Spurs officially joined the Arsenal tier already.
Yeah. They not bad. They still a bit ahead of Arsenal.
Okay, not quite there yet, but yeah.
Yeah, Arsenal comfortably in 10th. Very hard to move up from there. Yeah, but Liverpool is sort of got Chelsea around, I don't know, if West Ham continue with their run, right, it's what the fuck, they suddenly top 4. And Leicester is, so it's definitely possible to see them staying in the top 4. So if you lose the next game, right, who else you gonna win if you cannot win Sheffield? I think the only thing is that Sheffield will obviously play physical and sit in deep, and Liverpool hasn't been able to break down defense. I don't see a defeat but I say that every week so fuck this shit You just I think y'all can go for a draw Y'all can go for a draw. It's not I think draws a very safe option. You just
I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool.
Oh, more confidence in Liverpool than me. I'm going to go 1-0.
Manjun, do you think Liverpool will be joining Newcastle in the exclusive club of clubs to lose against Sheffield United?
I don't think so. There's no other club that would sit there against Sheffield United other than Newcastle. So, yeah, what the hell? I don't expect Sheffield United to do anything this whole game. Probably they have 1 shot on target and 0 shots on target. So, the best result they can have is 0-0. So, maybe I'll go for 1-0. I'll go for 1-0. I also no confidence in Liverpool.
I also no confidence. I tell you, it's very painful watching them play nowadays. The attack is just very laborious.
Yeah, I'll go for a 2-0 Liverpool also.
Chelsea will be the next to take on Liverpool at Anfield. Will Chelsea join Manchester United as the only clubs not to win at Anfield in 2021?
Okay, I'm clearly more optimistic. I still on the bandwagon that Chelsea are still bouncing back. Even though we didn't, the problem is that we're not clinical and that sucks. Tammy Abraham is a little inconsistent not quite the striker he should be. You know, I always look at Dominic Calvert-Lewin and I'm like super jealous. Like, why isn't Tammy like that? But I have reasonable confidence that Chelsea can actually get a result, like finally against a big team. Just because Liverpool's form is so bad, and now is the best time to face Liverpool, lah. And you know, we can make Sheffield like another false dawn, and bring them back to another home defeat. Chelsea have to go for it, lah. I don't see Chelsea conceding. You know, it took a very, very like really superb pass and finish from Minamino to actually put one past Chelsea. Yeah, it was a very nice goal. Although a bit of a defensive lapse, I think Zuma. But then again, it was like his first game back with the team in the Premier League after don't know how long. I don't see that happening against Liverpool. They should be switched on, and Tuchel will make sure they are switched on. You know, if not, you're getting sucked off like Hudson-Odoi was lah. That was a big story in that game. Very brave decision, crazy move. I didn't expect that at all. But I'm happy that he's strong enough to take this kind of decisions, lah, which I felt sometimes Lampard maybe was not brave enough. So I think, yeah, reasonable confidence in Chelsea, but because we're not so clinical, right, I think it will just be a very stable 1-0 win for Chelsea.
Oh, okay, that's confidence in your own team. Interested to hear what Imran will say though, before I think either me and Manjun say anything.
I really don't know. Like obviously I need to support my team. It's like if you don't win if you lose against Chelsea, it's also over already. So like it's also another.
That's true. It's a direct top 4 encounter.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like one is against the bottom club, one is against the direct rival. If you don't win both of it, right, it's like your season over already. Not like you're in the league and you can just get a draw here and there, like just don't let rivals catch up. Right now you have to catch up to people. So it's like you have to all in already, or you cannot play safe, cannot play for a draw. It's like you rather go for it and lose than get a draw now. Yeah, cannot use the NCU excuse anymore. Like
yeah, that's gone a while already.
Never mind. Next season when the fans are back, I don't know lah. Right, Boris Johnson want to open in June, so and they say they're gonna let fans in for the last game, right?
Yeah, last game, right?
Last game. Maybe the top 4 game.
May help in your survival. Last game, are you like home game or what?
Last game,
we'll talk about last game, Fulham versus Newcastle. That is
that's the game.
That's the showdown.
I'll take leave for that game. Okay.
It's on a Sunday, so don't worry. Okay. It will be all same kickoff time one. Yeah, so possibly we might be doing a live stream maybe, or we might record our reactions. I don't know, whatever
Yeah. Okay. Back to the game. I think Liverpool have to win and I think they will be. I mean, they're always switched on, and it really depends on if Chelsea goes for it. I think Liverpool can win. I think it'll be a very laborious game. I think it'll be a 0-0. I think cannot win. Cannot.
I thought you were going to go for a win.
I wanted to. Then I'm like, oh shit, I don't think can.
You know the thing about Chelsea is, right, the number of chances they need to score, right, I don't know if they will be able to get that many chances against Liverpool. Although, we say that Everton had quite a few chances to score against Liverpool previously.
Yeah, but that's why 0-0. I also no confidence in Liverpool scoring. but apparently I got confidence in them keeping a clean sheet. I don't know
why. That's true. No, I think it's more of a case of Chelsea not being able to score given the amount of chances. I'm going to agree with Imran on this. I'm going to go 0-0.
This is Klopp against Tuchel. So it's Klopp against the manager that replaced him at Dortmund right after he left. So
and Mainz before that.
And Mainz also, yeah. But that doesn't mean shit here. So it's two different
teams. Interesting debate, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I just know based on form. And I know that they can both be very fragile. When they're not very, very firm teams, they can be very fragile and just lose it. So maybe I think I'll go for a draw as well. I'll go for a 1-1 here.
Chelsea have another big game coming up. They'll be facing Manchester United, who are in the top 4. Of course, Man U are still, famously unbeaten away from home in more than a year. Will Stamford Bridge finally be the place where that record comes to an end?
I want to say yes.
Of course.
I am relatively confident that Chelsea can get some points lah. It's just whether win or not. Am I too optimistic? I don't know. I just think Chelsea has impressive build up play, possession play, but just don't have the scoring touch yet lah. But yeah, I don't think we deserve to lose games. So that'll be the basis of my predictions, and how based on how Chelsea are playing and the squad that we've got, the options that we have off the bench also, I think it's a bit too strong to lose. Dare I say it, a 2 wins in a row, like 2 big wins against big clubs. Yeah, I'm very tempted to go for another 1-0 for Chelsea. Yeah. So 2 1-0s in a row for Chelsea coming up.
Okay, so thank you, Chelsea Fan TV.
Super optimistic.
Expected two wins from 2. I doubt that all of us will be that optimistic about Chelsea.
No lah. I think they haven't come up with a proper like opposition yet since the new manager took over, right? And it's always sort of a scrappy win over lower side. It's not very like convincing. I think maybe another draw. Yeah. My head says Man U gonna win, but my heart wants it to be a draw. Both teams drop a point. So I think 1-1.
No, I not convinced by Man U. I mean, unless you say that their win against Newcastle previously was very, I don't think was impressive at all. So yeah, I'm gonna go, since I've already gone for the draw, between Liverpool and Chelsea. I'm gonna go Chelsea win for that one. Chelsea 2-1.
I think Chelsea, they are due an impressive win. So perhaps this could be Tuchel's coming out party. But not as a gear, but as a good coach. So
okay. Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah,
okay.
So perhaps I think this. I have more faith of them beating this game than the Liverpool game somehow. I don't know why. So I'm gonna go for a 1-0 Chelsea win.
3 Chelsea wins.
Wow. Okay, that's surprising actually. No one going for a Man U win.
We just anti-Man U here lah.
Yeah, I guess that's the reason why.
When they'll win, they cover winner. But
no Man U pundits here.
Yeah, we predict like that they'll spoil.
Yeah, sure winner.
We can do Manchester United's other game. It's against Crystal Palace, who last time out just yesterday only beat Brighton, even though they didn't really deserve it.
Damn.
Isn't this what they do? This is what they do, guys. They are masters at this kind of things. Right?
It's like
it's a good goal from Mateta.
Mateta, this guy. The interesting thing about this match, right, is that I think they played this season, the first game this season.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite matches to watch in the season because I watched the whole game. Because Crystal Palace won 3-0. I think most of the goals were on a counter or something like that. So, but I don't think it's the same thing. I think Crystal Palace are down their shits now. So maybe I'll do a reverse. Maybe I'll go for a 3-1 Man U win now.
This one, no choice lah. Got to go Man U win lah. Man U 2-0 win over Palace.
I think it'll be a comfortable Man U win. I think it's gonna be like 2-0.
Yeah, man. Zaha FC without Zaha, I think Man U have to win.
You say that they still beat Brighton.
Luck, pure luck. I feel so sad for Brighton.
Isn't it Brighton like that? They always like that, what?
Yeah, they always play well, then they after cannot win. Like, don't know why. Just like
Yeah, so poor thing, but I think Man U's not gonna be so kind. It's gonna be 3-0 Man U.
Okay. On level points with Liverpool, Everton have 2 games. They are at home against Southampton, trying to remedy their poor home record, and then they're away to West Brom.
Yeah, it's always the head and the heart thing again. Whenever it comes to the top 4 rivals, you're like, shit, you want them to drop points, but it's against freaking Southampton who offers nothing. I don't think they can ever take advantage of like Everton's up and down form. I think Everton gonna win. 1-0. West Brom. I think they may draw against West Brom. West Brom, the form not bad. Better than Southampton. 2 draws coming into this.
That is a low bar, but okay.
Yeah, I will go for a 0-0 for that one.
The bad thing about Everton is that they're one of those bogey teams with a very bad home form. Then the thing about Southampton, I think their players are coming back.
To be honest, none of us know if they are.
So I'm sure you take one game and you go out next game. I don't understand what's happening also. I don't know. I have faith in Everton. I think they can do quite well to end the season. Go for a 2-0 Everton win against West Brom. Against Southampton, I'll go for 2-1 Everton.
I think Southampton quite decent. Their players are slowly coming back. He's right. Southampton's belief will be back from getting a good result against Chelsea. So I think that will be another 1-1. I think they'll beat West Brom. I think they'll beat West Brom 2-0.
I think they'll beat Southampton at home. They've been trying to address the home form for quite a while. I think they're probably going to get it against Southampton, one of the weaker sides in form these 2 games. 1-0 Everton. In terms of West Brom, tempted to go for the draw also, but I think Everton's strong away form will come up trumps lah. I'll give West Brom a go. Everton 2-1 win at West Brom. Okay, so now after talking about all the top 4 contenders, right, let's finally talk about the team who are in 4th place. I think it's due that we give them some sort of credit lah. Potential manager of the year David Moyes has West Ham now 5 points clear of Liverpool with just 13 games to go. If anybody would have said this at the start of the season, you think they're crazy. But surely this good run for West Ham must come to an end. West Ham are now away to Manchester City. Will David Moyes once again prove us wrong? Maybe he can stop Man City.
Guys, no one stops Man City now. So no one's going to stop them now.
No, but I think a draw is possible. Because we thought we were going to rape Arsenal or what, but then also like a 1-0 and then like.
Although that game seemed very weird though.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed as if they were like, you know what, Arsenal don't pose a threat. Let's just
Arsenal didn't do anything.
I felt that they barely even played Man City.
Like, they didn't need to, right?
So they score one goal, then they just just keep the ball, right? Is it?
Because Arsenal weren't threatening enough, so they can chill.
We'll get to Arsenal a bit later. We'll put them in the Arsenal tier, so it's all the way at the end of.
Nice. It's the 1 minute. It's the 30-second.
If you want to listen about our take on Arsenal, you have to listen all the way through. So yeah, we'll talk about Man City first.
But West Ham good form, man. I think maybe we can get a draw. I think Man City still gonna win. West Ham has got to stop somewhere. Cannot keep winning. What the hell? And Man City has been, I think it will be a comfortable 2-0 Man City win.
Jesse Lingard is also apparently a good player. It's like his third goal in 4 games already.
On fire.
Still a cock though, yeah. Doesn't change things there. At the most, I'll give West Ham 1 goal. That's all I can see giving them credit for. Man City 2-1.
Just for the sake of it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for 2-1 West Ham win.
Just
for the sake of it. Come back to me when they win next week. Oh my god.
West Ham against Spurs could have easily been a draw. Spurs tiang the post like twice. Then I'll hope for a draw. Then next week they can destroy Man U. That'll be a great trade-off.
Okay, I guess.
That'll be a very nice trade-off. So I think, I'll have faith in West Ham, and I think they're very strong. Moyes has built a very, very good team again, from a relegation survivor last year to like a top 4 opposite ends. Yeah. I think it'll be a 1-1 for this one.
I guess now we have to switch gears. We are done with the top 4 race. Now suddenly the survival race has heated up again. We thought it was done and dusted. I also thought it was done and dusted. Apparently not. I don't have enough hope in my own team. So I think a lot of people would say it's a straight fight between Newcastle and Fulham. But
exciting.
Are there more teams involved? Like, is West Brom still in it? Are Burnley and Brighton possibly going to be dragged in also?
I mean, I'm sorry about how are Brighton still in the relegation fight. I do not know. To me, they should be out of it way before today, but okay. I think what they should do is stop the count right now. Because Newcastle will die.
Stop the count.
That's true. Within 1 week, the gap at the bottom was 10 points and it's now just 3. So it's now starting to look a bit like the momentum is shifting. But then again, there are still 12 games to go. So, and Newcastle have a very winnable game. I would think this is a winnable game. Newcastle against Wolves at home.
I watched the first 35 minutes of the Newcastle and Man U game. In a way, I was ahead.
You were hopeful.
I was hopeful because the tactics are different. We were actually pressing. So, and the pressers actually, we actually did well pressing. We got the ball back, we had chances, but then too bad our players suck. So against Wolves, I think we will have the same tactic. I expect us to go for it, especially with this new assistant coach who actually dares to press Man U. So I'm very impressed by this dude.
Oh, so the credit goes to the assistant manager, not Steve Bruce.
Steve Bruce is there for the show. I know. Ayo.
You just need to hire the cheapest guy, right?
Oh my god. Steve Bruce is the guy that gives the very PC after match interview, those kind of things.
Yeah, he said he saw a lot of positives in the game. And then after the game, he was still smiling and laughing with Ole. But you enjoyed the 3 points we gave you today or not?
I don't know whether Newcastle we can. I feel that if we were to win this game, we cannot concede this game. Because I don't know where our goals are going to come from. But I still believe that we're going to win this game. If better else win this game, let me tell you, if we don't win this game and Fulham win this game against Crystal Palace, I think that is it. I'm gonna have a little bit of hope. I'm gonna go for, not convincing, I'm gonna go for 2-1 Newcastle win for this one. Join me, have hope for my team. Make the relegation better.
No. I actually feel Wolves have sort of turned a corner. Their past few games not bad.
That's good.
They win a few. They have 3 wins in the last 5 games.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's not bad actually.
Yeah, 3 wins and 1 draw. So
draw,
and
yeah.
their last loss is the furthest 5th game away. So
Oh, okay.
I
So
sort of feel they turn the corner. Yeah. So I think they're gonna win.
That's it lah.
Where's the result? It's like I think I think Wolves gonna win. I think it's gonna be a 1-0.
I think Newcastle will get something from here, actually. And actually Newcastle are quite next few games quite easy. You can see them picking up points, which is a little bit, if Newcastle get their shit together these few games, they could pull away. Then maybe it won't be quite a Newcastle Fulham standoff for relegation. But I think it won't be a Newcastle win here. I'm gonna go draw 1-1.
I think Wolves will win. Yeah, just without Callum Wilson, Newcastle are very, very different. If Wilson is there, then I think got a good chance.
I mean, it's like player to player, obviously Wolves better. Coach to coach,
Yeah.
Wolves
Correct
better.
lah.
Then what else advantage?
Yeah.
Then your best player out some more. What the hell?
Logically, players and form and coach-wise, Wolves should win. So I think they will. I think they'll win 2-1.
Fulham are against Crystal Palace this weekend. This might be the game that switches up the bottom three for the first time in 11 weeks. Personally, I don't see it, actually. I don't think it'll be quite this week. I think it'll be a draw between Palace and Fulham. Even though we were, obviously against Sheffield United, they parked the bus. Of course, people dominate possession. But towards the end, a little bit nervy, I guess, because it's a must-win game. I think against Palace, not quite must-win.
Must draw game.
Must draw game. Actually, not really. I think if Palace lost against Brighton, maybe must draw game. Yeah, I think I'll be quite content with a draw here. So I'm going to go also 1-1 for this.
I'm going to go for the same score line. Maybe Fulham will tickle the backside of Newcastle a bit. We're coming.
Okay.
So go for 1-1 as well.
I do hope we tickle the backside of Newcastle, I guess.
How can I say that? Let's tickle
Not
and
tickling
go.
the backside of Steve
Tickle
Bruce,
and
though.
go back
We'll
home,
make that clear. So, okay. Otherwise, Steve Bruce will sue us for sexual harassment.
I think Fulham actually have a chance of winning. So
Can we check when Zaha's coming back? It needs to be now.
it could be within these few weeks, so we don't know. Yeah.
So I think a Fulham win is totally possible. Feels like you guys have sort of turned the corner a bit. Your form is like not bad, what? No man. It's like
Yeah, I think 2 wins, 2 draws in the last 5 is not bad.
It'll be good they win. Because their next 3 games, they're going to get fucked.
Yeah,
man.
that's
They're
true.
going to get fucked. Oh my
Fulham.
god.
Yeah. Fulham.
Okay lah. Like that. Give Fulham a win. 1-0.
Zaha FC is so bad. Essentially, the only one that can make something happen now is the Eze, right? And so you just need to block him lah. And I think Fulham's good enough. The nerves are expected because you're not a mature Premier League side. You're literally struggling to survive lah. But I think Fulham's good enough to get a win against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have less to fight for, or the motivation levels itself already would really change how you play. So as long as Fulham scores, which I'm hopeful with your new guy, what's his name, Maja, right?
Maja.
Yeah, I'm quite hopeful of that guy. Plus, I think your defense suddenly playing quite well. The Aina guy is doing well. So I think Fulham should be able to win this lah. I think it'll be 1-0.
Potentially a pivotal weekend at the bottom. But now it's time to focus on a club that is now inching towards Arsenal territory. Spurs will be taking on 2 relegation fighting teams. That's why they're in this section. It's not that we think Spurs will be fighting relegation. But Jose Mourinho ended the match against West Ham saying that his coaching methods are second to nobody in the world. So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
apparently there are 8 other teams higher than him, so that's what he's talking about. Spurs have now lost 5 in the last 6. I think potentially, is this worse form than Liverpool, or is Liverpool's worse? I'm not sure. But
roughly there, around
they're
there.
now 9 points behind West Ham. We already said that we don't think they're in the top 4 race, but these 2 games they're facing bottom clubs. Spurs are away to Fulham first, then at home to Burnley.
I do expect to drop points in at least one of the games, even though they are lowly teams. But yeah, actually, I expect to drop points against Burnley actually. Seems more plausible. So I'll go for a draw for that game. I'll go for a 1-1 draw. For the Fulham one, no, I'll go for a 1-0 Spurs win.
Yeah lor. As in, I feel like Fulham. I also would prefer the Fulham game for Fulham to win lah, because it'll make the bottom 3 fight like more interesting, right? It's like no point. Because I just saw Fulham's next few games lah. So out of those 3, right, I think Spurs are the most winnable.
Not the game at Anfield.
No lah, cannot. Yeah. So I think against Burnley, Spurs gonna win. because they losing a lot. Cannot lose too many consecutive games. I think Spurs 2-1 and then draw Fulham is just like 0-0.
I think Spurs still not out of it. A lot of mixed messages out of their camp saying a lot of the players unhappy with Jose Mourinho. This is starting to be very familiar stories again for Jose. Yeah, I'm going to go draw here. Fulham 1, Spurs 1. Spurs to beat Burnley though, 1-0.
I agree with the results. Because Burnley was trash like last week. Like against a 10-man West Brom, you couldn't score. I was so shocked. So that was very disappointing. So I think this is Spurs' comeback victory, but a very short-lived comeback. I think it'll be a 2-0 Spurs win against Burnley. Then against Fulham, right, I think Fulham's desire and hunger to stay alive is going to be the difference maker versus Spurs. Yeah, especially without fans in the stadium. Liverpool fan would know Anfield results. Yeah, so I think the innate desire would be a key factor for Fulham's survival now. Yeah, I think you'll be able to get a draw against a very poor Spurs. So I think it'll be 1-1.
Burnley their other game will be against Leicester, who are now still impressively within the top 4.
Feels like an easy win for Leicester, and I think Leicester's quite stable nowadays. They don't slip up that much. I think I'll go for a 2-0 Leicester win.
I'm going to go same 2-0 Leicester win also.
I don't expect Burnley to get anything off them. I go for 2-0 as well.
Tempting to go for a full house again. You know what happened the previous time?
What?
I don't remember what happened the previous time. I think we got it all of us
all wrong.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking 2-0. Yeah.
Complete the cycle.
Yeah, I have to go with 2-0.
Tempting fate again.
So typical, right? Typical score.
West Brom are up against Brighton. These two teams, wow. Both on the ends of the relegation fight. Brighton slowly starting to inch away. West Brom also starting to slowly lose hope of it. But this could really change things. I think West Brom win drags Brighton in and maybe gives West Brom a bit of hope.
I think, and Brighton has been playing well. They usually don't lose. I don't know why they lost last week. So I think I'm gonna go for a Brighton win. Yeah, they will win. I think gonna be 1-0 Brighton.
Just to make things interesting. Well, if Brighton win, I don't want Brighton to get out. Brighton has to be like maybe touching distance in Newcastle. There's no way they can go square and that.
I tell you say this right, they end up West Brom overtaking Newcastle. I tell you, that would be funny.
Allow it. They have to double their points steady in 13 possible.
Hey, after this match week, right, it's Newcastle versus West Brom.
That's what I'm banking on. I know what I mean. No, that's what I'm banking on, yeah. But the thing is that you have to stack it right. You know what I mean? You have to stack it right. So you can't just be safe. You have to be more than safe. So what's more than safe is that both Brighton and West Brom drop points. So I'm going to go for 1-0 West Brom win.
Starting to become very strategic about your predictions already.
These are tough times.
Okay. Well, it feels like the bottom 3 more interesting than top 4 this season.
Yeah, actually I think West Brom will get something from here also. Draw lah. I don't think it'll be a win. I think the win will come against Newcastle.
You hope lah. You hope.
West Brom, Brighton 1-1.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be 1-1 also. Don't see a lot of goals.
Putting Brighton are putting. They don't deserve to be there. Okay.
Now it's time for we said earlier that we'll leave Arsenal to the end, right? We are staying true to our word. I guess this in any other season maybe could be a bigger than average game, but I guess Leicester versus Arsenal is no longer a big enough game.
I think still quite big, just because of the teams themselves. Who knows? I don't know. I got sneaking suspicion Arsenal may win.
I think Arsenal have a decent record against Leicester actually.
Yeah. My impression is that Leicester don't do well against the if you can still call them big 6 teams. Maybe this is the season that they solidify their position on top. I think it's going to be a Leicester win. I think it's going to be 1-0.
Actually, that's true. Now that you mentioned, like Arsenal don't have anything to play for in the Premier League. But I just realized they are not in any other competition also, right? Oh, they're still
Europa.
Europa. Okay, yeah. So I guess they got something to play
Imagine
for.
they win that. Oh my.
Wow, they're in the Champions League.
Oh my god.
Just go and gonna spank on every season they go in. It's like
it's okay. They'll lose to Bayern Munich 8-0.
They're wasting their chance to go above Aston Villa because Aston Villa are sleeping.
Why would they
it's not even a proper thing, but okay.
Yeah, but Arsenal are sleeping even more. But oh my god, but okay lah. I'm gonna go for a draw. Gonna go for a 1-1.
I think Leicester will drop points here also actually. Since I'm going for a lot of 1-1s, why not? We go for a 2-2 here.
I think Leicester's too good at this moment. Or rather, Arsenal are slowly dipping back into their lousy performances. I'm going to go for a Leicester win.
If Arsenal dip now further, right, they bottom half of the table already.
I mean, how can you play against a big team and not put up a fight, right? I think that's quite ridiculous.
AFTV were losing quite a lot of their shit about this. Although I think a little bit of an overreaction also. They were saying, wow, they were like, what, this is the biggest game of the season. Like, okay, calm down, it's against Man City, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and you have nothing to play for anymore. Hello.
Vardy is too good for Arsenal. He always scores against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it'll be 2-0 Leicester.
I think we missed this out. Man City against Wolves. Might as well we just insert this now. Lah. I think it's a straightforward result here.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of what number you want only. Man City 2-0.
Man City 3-0.
Well, actually, this thing got quite a few Portuguese in the games. In this
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this one, they
Random
can't all talk to each other. They okay.
Hashtag analysis, this one. Okay.
1-0, go for 1-0.
I'll go 2-1 just to be different.
Now is Manjun's second team. You can do a double header. Aston Villa away for both of these teams.
Oh, that will be interesting.
Leeds first, yeah.
Imagine if Jack Grealish doesn't play this game as well. I mean, it depends whether the players can step out. Because I think they can. I mean, for Villa players, Anwar Agazi, Bertrand Traore.
That's a very Michael Owen quote.
The thing is
the players can step out.
yeah, but the thing is that they had the two players, right? They had a run of form that they scored a lot of goals. They all win. Wow, they're gonna win this game. Okay, I'm gonna go for 2-1 Villa win.
Against Sheffield United, will it be back to back?
Back to back. Now, if I take it that Grealish will be back for the Sheffield game, so I think I go for 3-0. 2-2 lah.
Why not? Leeds win 2-1 against Sheffield United. Wow, will I dare to go for Aston Villa back to back losses or not?
I don't think so lah.
I don't think so also.
Not with Jack Grealish in the team, I think.
Yeah, I think Villa 2-1 win against Sheffield United.
And not against Sheffield. I think I'll go for Leeds. I like Leeds. Patrick Bamford.
Yeah,
I just read an article on him, so like
okay, there was
I don't know, got some random Guardian article. I don't know did I send you or not. It's like saying how he rejected some Harvard scholarship, right?
Oh,
I
yes.
don't think
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to play football, and then like all the
Yeah.
managers never appreciate him until Marcelo Bielsa see that. Then he's like,
But I know he's like from a bit of like privileged background. Then I think there was like one manager.
the Sean Dyche. So.
yeah,
Sean Dyche,
Your mother
yeah.
fires send you to the
Correct, yeah. Yeah, because it must be like Sean Dyche, right? Eat worms for breakfast, man.
Yeah. He got something against rich people. Then he just like fuck his career up. Yeah. But apparently he's a smart player lah. So, and Marcelo Bielsa's tactics brings the best out of him.
I mean, if he doesn't care about money so much, right? But still puts you a low paying manager in him. So
where is this going?
You gotta compete, right? Like you see every day, like, shit, I have to be paid lower than this manager.
900k, yeah, 900k. See how you survive with 900k. Okay.
Well, I think so I'll go for Leeds win. I'll go for 3-2 lah.
It's the operation get Arsenal to 13th place. That's all it is, legit.
Then against Sheffield, easy win for Aston Villa. I think it's gonna be 2-1.
Okay, I'll go for a Leeds win also because I also like them. And Aston Villa, no Grealish, no goal. The other players are just not good enough. Leeds 2-0. I got a sneaky feeling Sheffield might draw. 1-1.
Sheffield United other than Robin, because we all predicted Sheffield United to lose, will they get any more points for the rest of the season?
I don't think so.
Let me look at the matches.
Maybe next week Southampton again. Maybe can. Yeah, they'll get some freak draws here.
I doubt so. Wait, no, they still got Newcastle.
This is a reminder, Sheffield United haven't faced Newcastle for the second time this year.
Yeah, they Newcastle. I haven't seen it, so I forgot about
God.
it. Then it's a very exciting last game of season. Can't wait for that. 23rd May, that'll be the worst day of my life.
Wow, maybe Steve Rose is like the EPL agent. They purposely need to like drag Newcastle back into the fight, the relegation fight. Then like exciting last day.
That's true. Yeah, wow.
That's why he paid low, Actually, he getting paid by the EPL officials. Backdoor pay.
I still remember the two games that, because we got relegated 2 times here, right? In the period that I followed them. I still remember the 2 games that got us relegated. Still very. The one was what?
The Michael Owen own goal, right?
Yeah, that one lah.
No, wait. Not Michael Owen own goal. Nicky Butt own goal, is it?
Yeah, they were the same.
Own goal.
Yeah. But
what was the other one?
it wasn't Spurs. Who was it? Everton. My only hope, right, is that at least the last game against Fulham, let it be for something lah. Yeah, and hopefully it's not those kind of game, right, where Newcastle had to win 8-0 because the goal difference is bad. I hope it's not those kind. Please.
That's true. The goal difference is how much?
6 points.
6
yeah.
Okay lah, not huge lah.
Okay.
But actually, in terms of you hoping for new teams to come up to the Premier League, doesn't look good. It looks like it's the same people again.
Brentford, they better get their act together. Let me tell you.
Who
Oh my god.
What are teams coming up? Like
I don't even know the table.
It'll be stupid as Norwich. To me, these are 3 teams that I don't want to come up. Norwich, Watford, and Reading. I don't want to see them ever again.
Why you don't see it ever again?
I don't see it ever again. They come up for fun. They come up to go down to play.
Yeah, Watford was around for
No,
a few
Watford were
seasons.
up for
Watford not
quite a
bad,
while. Eh.
I know, but then it's like you see them all the time. You know what I mean? As in, the only good point about Watford coming out is Ben Foster. Nothing else here. Nothing else
Why?
here.
Your favourite goalkeeper.
My favorite goalkeeper. But I very long I watch him already. But oh well. His videos not as interesting.
Why is he your favourite goalkeeper?
Because he has that YouTube channel. Ma.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
the main goalkeeper of my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, nothing.
Yeah, our aim is to get Ben Foster to like one of our.
One of our 2 likes of every week, is it?
Although you say that, on our Insta, right, we actually got someone a professional footballer who liked one of our prediction.
What kind of professional footballer is that? From
Wait,
where?
S-League,
It's-
S-League.
No, I actually went to go and see because
Ah.
he had a tick beside his name. Then I was like, okay, who is this?
Wow, holy shit,
Chris-
legit.
I don't think Imran will know this because I went to go to his Wikipedia to see.
Okay,
He's
okay,
a former
okay.
Liverpool player, Chris Mavinga. I've never heard of him.
Fuck
before.
lah.
Chris Mavinga. He's prime, man.
Yeah. How the hell did he find
Yeah, he's
this?
a Liverpool under 23. It doesn't count as a Liverpool player.
Oh, okay, so he didn't play for Liverpool. lah. He
Yeah.
was just there.
training
lah.
there.
So where is he at now? Like,
MLS.
like still-
He's in
Oh,
FC Toronto.
okay lah.
Oh, interesting.
Is there a way we could use this
As what? To collab with him.
as our springboard?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Not
let's
bad.
go. We'll start supporting Toronto. Right?
Then we have our own Canadian audience.
He was at Rubin Kazan.
Holy
What?
shit.
The journeyman, the guy journeyman.
Wow.
That's why I like our running.
Yeah,
video.
wow.
So, thank you once again for joining us and going through our entire 17 matches. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. And of course, if maybe Chris Mavinga, if you've been watching our I don't think so. So, yeah.
If you watch until the end,
Can you hashtag Chris Mavinga so people search it's instantly us? There's no one else.
Yeah, just tag him lah. Just straight up tag him.
Him,
Yo, what's up, bro?
Maybe. Well, that is the most, well, who knows? Maybe we can try that. Yeah, anyway, for those of you who are not named Chris Mavinga, thank you anyway for watching our video today. Even though we know nothing, hopefully today you've learned something. See you again next week. Bye-bye.
Hi, Chris.
We learned about Chris Mavinga lah, so wow, not bad. He frustrated at lack of playing time in the senior team after the firing of Rafa Benitez. Oh, I think not
Not so detailed, his
Wow.
biography.
Yeah.
He own self add one, is it?
Maybe he frustrated, but nobody cares. He also right. I was frustrated. Yeah, he said he unhappy because he got relegated back to training by Roy Hodgson.
Oh my
Well, this is a
god.
very detailed Wikipedia entry.
Yeah, right himself.
Who even knows so much about him? I tell you,
Who's
it's over him.
who's the insider Pauto?
Yeah.
Himself and fuck.
He got email address. You want to email him?
Yeah,
What do you mean he got
email
email
him.
address? How do you even find his email address?
On his Instagram page.
Oh,
What the
what?
fuck?
DM for collab.
Yeah, imagine it's like if he's on his Wikipedia page, it's like
He wants to be part of the show. Let's invite him on.
Oh, that's
You never know. That's how it's our first special guest, Chris Mavinga.
Yeah, holy shit.
automatically he's better than all the football talk shows in Singapore because they know EPL players.
Is this our high point?
Chris Mavinga.
We'll get better at this.